Listen in to what Infosys management has to say. They are joining us on a con call.
As their aid. We also see 6 technology imperatives impacting enterprises. These include the rise of the cloud, the evolution of open source, the democratization of data and algorithms, the consumerization of user experience, the changing cybersecurity landscape, and the modernization and assurance of core systems. Enterprises that are able to successfully address these imperatives will emerge as leaders in the new digital economy. Over the last 38 years, we have managed the core operations of some of the largest global enterprises. Our Navigate Your Next strategy and distinct approach to the 5 digital outcomes, this is what we call as the Pentagon, that these corporations seek, uniquely positions us to support our clients as they strive to overcome these digital challenges and capitalize upon the opportunities of our times. Our revenue growth averages 11.4% constant currency over the last 4 quarters, with our CEO and MD, Salil Parekh, playing a lead role in reinvigorating the organization and driving momentum. I'd like to give a small applause to Mr. Salil Parekh. Recognition for our brand across various global platforms, including being awarded the number 3 ranking on the Forbes list of the world's best regarded companies for 2019, is validation of the progress we are making as an organization. As we help our clients navigate the transformation journey, we have also been diligently preparing ourselves for this new world. As a board, we have been focused on a few important priorities: strengthening our corporate governance standards and processes in line with our heritage and our values, developing a robust capital allocation policy that delivers predictable returns for our shareholders, and most importantly, building a resilient and stable executive management team to chart the way forward. We have periodically updated you on all these dimensions, and I'm delighted with the progress we have made as a team. Another important area where the board and the management are working in unison has been towards the objective of rewiring Infosys operations to work with the energy and enthusiasm of a startup. This means overhauling the ways of working that were slowing us down, melting down the silos that separate us, replacing old systems and processes with new and agile ones, reimagining experience and learning for our 230,000 employees, growing our internal tribes of advocates and brand ambassadors, and all this towards making Infosys a live enterprise that can sense and respond in real time. We're getting it all done because we believe we are relying on intelligent automation to create bandwidth for our people, to focus on solving tougher problems for our clients, building more effective teams, and learning more. We have been collaborating, networking seamlessly and globally in our quest to bring the best of this renewed Infosys to every employee and every client. Let me now take this opportunity to address the matter of the anonymous whistleblower complaints recently received by the company. Infosys takes these complaints seriously, and as we have said publicly, the audit committee has engaged an independent law firm to fully investigate the allegations. The investigation is ongoing, and we will provide a summary of the investigation results after it is complete. While I cannot address the substance of the ongoing investigation or the complaint's merits, I want to share the background on Infosys' overall approach to compliance and our handling of this matter. As a company, Infosys is committed to defining, following, and practicing the highest level of corporate governance across all our business functions. In the 38 years since our founding, we have built a robust track record for complying with several stable processes that have stood us in good stead. This company has always been guided by a strong moral core and sense of larger purpose. We have reinforced these values by hiring people who are aligned to the company's values and have instituted structures and processes to ensure that these values remain at the heart of our identity. Integrity and transparency are at the foundation of our business and inform our culture, policies, and relationships with all our stakeholders. Our whistleblower policy, which is grounded in the values of our corporate governance practices, has been in place for over 15 years. This policy is intended to help ensure that the company maintains a workplace that adheres to the highest ethical standards and facilitates the reporting of potential violations of company policies and applicable laws. The audit committee, which has expertise in these matters, serves as the custodian of the whistleblower process, and it promptly and appropriately investigates complaints. Information disclosed during the course of the investigation is kept confidential, except as necessary to conduct the investigation and take any remediable action in accordance with the law. The investigation process allows the company to determine the validity of complaints. Should an investigation substantiate the allegations of a complaint, the company promptly undertakes remedial steps and makes disclosures if required. Infosys' response to the recent whistleblower allegations adhered to the company policy and past practices and complied with all applicable laws and regulations. Contrary to reports that assert otherwise, I can say with certainty that the company acted responsibly in response to the complaints. Let me repeat this paragraph for you. Infosys' response to the recent whistleblower allegations adhered to the company policy and past practices and complied with all applicable laws and regulations. Contrary to reports that assert otherwise, I can say with certainty that the company acted responsibly in response to the complaints. Here are the facts. We first became aware of the original complaints on September 30th. Pursuant to a whistleblower policy, the complaints were placed before our audit committee on October 10th and before the non-executive board members on October 11th. The following week, the audit company consulted with Ernst & Young, the independent internal auditors, and Deloitte, our statutory auditors, were updated as well. On October 16, the company learned of a letter dated October 3rd, 2019, purportedly written to the Office of Whistleblower Protection Program in Washington, D.C. The October 3rd, 2019 letter received by the company, however, did not include any of the reference emails or voice recordings. On October 18th, 2 days before the complaints were made public, the chair of our audit committee decided to retain outside counsel to conduct an independent investigation of the matter. Accordingly, we retained Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas and Company on October 21st, just as the whistleblower complaints were leaked to the media. In the context of this media leak, the company felt it would serve the interests of all stakeholders by issuing a press release. The company's response to the anonymous complaints were reasonable and consistent with U.S. and Indian law, both of which recognize the importance of investigating such claims before disclosing them. U.S. courts recognize that companies have a reasonable amount of time to evaluate potentially negative information and to consider appropriate responses before a duty to disclose arises. Similarly, circulars issued by the Indian stock exchanges in 2018 also confirm this understanding and encourage companies to disseminate unpublished, price-sensitive information as soon as it becomes credible and concrete. Please, credible and concrete. We recognize and value the right of aggrieved or concerned individuals to bring critical issues to the company's attention. However, if a company does not have the opportunity to thoroughly investigate any complaint, this right could inappropriately shift from a corporate safeguard to becoming a conduit for abuse, allowing an individual to manipulate a company's operations or reputation without due process. Accordingly, prematurely disclosing complaints without proper due diligence to assess the veracity contradicts good corporate governance and would be a mistake. As it always has, Infosys continues to hold itself to the highest standards of ethics and conduct, and we believe the actions the company took after the receipt of these complaints complied with our legal obligations, were responsible, and in the best interest of our company, employees, and shareholders. Again, while I will not comment on the merits of the issues which are under investigation, I want to reassure you that Infosys takes whistleblower complaints seriously. As part of the standard processes defined within our whistleblower policy, we are committed to ensuring that every aspect of the allegations is thoroughly investigated. After the investigation is complete, we will share a summary of the findings and will take corrective action if warranted. For nearly 4 decades, Infosys has served as a model of strong corporate governance. We will always strive to live up to those standards. All signs point towards us achieving that goal. Potential employees continue to flock to the company. Our clients continue to engage with us on new and expanded programs, and our business continues to build momentum. Our company is prepared and excited for what's to come. Today, our focus is to ensure that we build on the momentum that has been gained in the last 18 months. We are about midway on the 3-year strategic journey that the leadership team outlined. The board is fully supportive of the integrated management team that is driving the execution of this strategy. Together, we are prepared for the opportunities and challenges of the future. Let me thank you once again for joining us today. If you have any additional questions, I would be happy to answer them. Now, before I go to the Q&A, I also want to issue a company statement that we have just issued to the stock exchanges. Infosys strongly condemns the mischievous insinuations made by anonymous sources against the co-founders and former colleagues, suggesting their involvement in recent whistleblower allegations. According to Nandan Nilekani, Chairman Infosys, these speculations are appalling and seem to be aimed at tarnishing the image of some of the most accomplished and respected individuals. I have deep regard for the lifelong contribution of all our co-founders. They have built this institution and have served this company selflessly, and even today remain committed to the long-term success of Infosys. As we have previously stated, the audit committee has appointed an external law firm to conduct an independent investigation into the allegations made in the complaints. We will share the outcome of the investigation at the relevant time with all stakeholders. So this company statement about these anonymous sources against the co-founders has been put out. It's been sent to the stock exchange. It should be on our website, and we are sharing that with you now. And similarly, the statement that I just made on the Investor Day is also going to be released soon to the stock exchange and all the other parties. So with this, I have come to the end of my prepared remarks, which is my statement on the Infosys future and the whistleblower issue. I've also read out to you the statement that we issued on the article. Now, I'll be happy to take questions from anyone on any topic, hopefully relevant to all this. Sandeep will drive this. Sandeep will decide who's going to ask the question. And I'd be grateful if you could introduce yourself and from which group you're or which firm you're from.
Hi, this is Sandeep from Edelweiss. Thanks for the update. Just one question, Nandan, on this topic of whistleblower. Is there any indicative timeline, or you think there could be some tenure by when we can get some clarity or some statement from you officially on this investigation?
No, sorry. What do you want apart from what I've said there?
No, I just want to know if there is any tentative timeline or some duration by when we can get some clarity on this issue.
No, I think as you will understand, our goal is to, bring this investigation to an appropriate close in the best possible time. Having said that, it involves a number of statements that are there in the whistleblower complaint. We have a lead legal firm. We have 3 or 4 auditors. So, everybody has to work together. And, I really can't give you a timeline because I don't think it's fair to the investigating authorities. So let them do their job. We are giving them full and complete access to the whole company, and they will do a good job. And as soon as we get the thing, we will report back to you. Okay, I don't choose. Sandeep chooses, so look at him.
Hi. My question is, you talked
Please
about...
introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Divya Nagarajan from UBS. My question is, you talked about being supportive of the management team. This is indeed a trying time for the company. What steps are you and the management taking to ensure that everyday business and employee morale is unaffected? Could you kind of run us through the communication that you've had internally to ensure that execution doesn't suffer?
No, I think everything is being done to run the business as usual. In fact, every day, every minute, our people are meeting with customers, meeting with employees, closing big deals, and I'm very, very confident that we will not miss a beat in doing that. And I'm very, very grateful to the management that in spite of this, distraction, they completely focus on the business. Maybe you should ask questions about the future of technology,
Morning, sir. This is Viju George from JP Morgan. Where are you? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my question is, you termed it as a distraction. What can you do to sort of ensure that these distractions don't don't come up in the future? Because many of there are always certain things that happen in the pulls and pressures of doing business. But yet, this has come about. So what can we do internally to sort of ensure, tighten up, that these things don't come up in the future?
Well, I think, the whistleblower policy has been in existence for 15 years, and we are bound, and we believe it's a good policy because it gives opportunity for people to raise issues that they would not otherwise raise, and we respect that. And therefore, I think the policy will absolutely continue as it is. Having said that, we will have to see, how it pans out. But I'm very confident that we will be able to go forward very well. But I can't make a statement that no company will ever get a whistleblower policy in its future. I mean, how can I make a statement like that? Sandeep?
Hi, Shyam Prabhu from Banyan Tree Advisors. I just wanted to figure out, for a company the size of, say, Infosys, in a typical financial year, so let's say last year, 18-19, how many whistleblower complaints would you have typically got?
Okay, we received several whistleblower complaints. I don't have the exact data on me right now. They come in different categories also, and we have a due process, and we deal with them and deal with them as part of our job, and that's part of our job is to deal with such things.
Hi, Nandan. This is Parag from Morgan Stanley. My question is that what we've seen in the media suggests that the supporting emails and evidence have been provided to the office in Washington, and obviously it's not been provided to the board out here. So
and also what?
We understand from media that some of the supporting evidence has been provided to the SEC. That's what the media has quoted. So just wanted to understand, has there been any interaction with the SEC on this front, and any views on that?
First of all, we have a letter addressed to the SEC's official whistleblower office program, whatever, dated October 3rd, which we received on October 16th. That purportedly has some attachments which have been presumably submitted to SEC. However, we have not received any of those attachments. All we have received is the same letter which you have seen, which is just the text of the body of the thing. So we have, and we said that in our statement we issued to the stock exchanges a couple of days back, that we have no evidence beyond these three documents. Does that answer your question?
Hi, Nandan. This is Vishal Purohit from Prabhudas Lilladher. whereas I respect Infosys, the legacy and epitome of governance in India, the fear which comes to the mind of investors by and large, especially after this whistleblower policy, is it shouldn't become like a Panaya-like an issue. Panaya, the board gave a complete kind of a judgment that all is well, but over the next few quarters we saw write-offs. No, the report was never made public or to the investors. And just because the whistleblower has happened now, the information is available in public domain. Can you assure all the investors that the report would be made public? And as a suggestion, just to get the fear out of the investors' mind, why don't you also make the Panaya report public so at least the investor gets a clarity rather than having to see any write-offs ahead, even on this issue?
First of all, I think you're confusing two things. One is the investigation into whether the Panaya's purchase was kosher or not. And second, the write-offs. They're two different things. A lot of people take business decisions that subsequently may lead to write-offs, and I can give you chapter and verse of the world's biggest companies and the write-offs they've done. So let's not go there. So don't confuse two things. Having said that, we had, after I came back, as the chairman, I came back and then became the chairman. We did a thorough analysis of the Panaya thing, and I met with the auditors as well as the firm that we appointed, a very respected investigative agency in the U.S., Gibson Dunn, and I was personally satisfied that there was nothing wrong with the Panaya deal as such. I'm not talking about write-offs. That's a different business thing. Don't confuse two things. Now, that is what we said after I came. I also believe that the company is under no obligation to put out every investigative report because investigative reports by nature involve confidential conversations. So people have to do a good job on investigation. They should be willing to speak without fear or favor in the investigation. And I don't think that is a legitimate request. I think you have to leave it to the board and the people on the board who are of the highest integrity and who care about this company to decide whether they should release the report or not.